Hey, good morning, everybody. We're sitting here just outside London, to the east of London, and today we're going to do a little GA flight over southern England. I figure we'd do the source of the River Thames, a very famous river. We're down near where she dumps out into the North Sea, and we're going to head inland and see if we can fly up to where it starts. And joining me off in the distance, you can see the British Airways little Cessna 172. That's Nick joining us for today's flight. Say hello, Nick.
Hi, everyone.
There he is. All right, so we're going to do this flight, take a tour of London, and then head out into the countryside. So let's hop in and get fired up here. And I see he's not waiting. You getting more comfortable in that airplane?
Yeah, I had that problem last time. Remember, we were sitting there waiting. I had everything ready to go.
Yeah.
But didn't start the engines, and then I lost everything because I think I'd left the aircraft on for too long on batteries.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And everything just died, so I had to go to standby battery to get going. That was when we were in Sicily, I think.
Right.
So I'm starting my engine to make sure that I'm ready this time.
System test.
Got loads of fuel on, so have I got lots of fuel on? Let me load up some more fuel just in case.
Yeah, that's fine. So check mine. I can't. Yeah, I went 100 fuel. Just as they say, fuel on the ground is useless to you.
Having no fuel in the air is worse.
So we're set there. We'll turn on the electrics. So now caution can go off. I'm gonna set my inside here. So
Of course, Gary will not push me back now because my engine has started.
Oh, they stopped doing that now when the engine's going?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't fancy doing a pushback with a propeller.
No, it was always a ridiculous thing. I didn't know they changed it.
Yeah.
Go option 3 on the wind. So we got a little bit of an east wind. That's fine. Remember to turn your CDI over to the purple arrow, magenta arrow. That is what you need for that is what you need for your GPS nav.
Yep.
And I forgot to load in the flight plan.
Oh.
This is going to be interesting.
I have.
So you've got it. So you can kind of direct us where we're going.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I could.
And again, it's just a guide, so you can do the, if we got to turn left or right or whatever. Okay, so we'll set the barrow. So looks like the pressure is 30. I'm in inches here. 30.50.
Yep.
Not sure how you would actually change that over, but that's fine. So I am kind of ready to go.
Yep, same here.
All right, let me
Out the window.
see if I can get him to push me back. Yeah, here he comes. I'm using pushback helper, so he will do what I tell him to do.
I wonder if.
And today I'm flying the. Of course, the Fly UK livery here. It's funny, we never use pushback carts for these things in real life. We'd always move them by hand. And just so tail to the right. Just kind of push down on the tail. They'll take the nose off the front wheel and then swing it around.
I might just go round the back of this building and see what's happening.
That's fine. Oh, that's nice. You hit that once and he does a 90-degree turn. All right. There's good. All right, let's jump back inside. So I'm ready to go. We're taking off to the east because of the east wind, so I'm kind of down at that end of the runway anyway. So we'll turn our taxi light on. And course is all set. It would be nice if it would let you load in from inside the sim. But I don't think it will let you do that.
Right, so I seem to be stuck.
Uh-oh.
Hmm? Don't mind me. I'm going to turn off my engine and push back that way. Yes. Set parking brakes.
Alright, I'll cut this part out until you get pushed around and get back out here. Are you watching TV in the background there?
Oh yeah, that's still on.
I can hear it.
Right, let me turn that off. Just gonna reverse, do a little pushback. Yeah, there was a bit of a ditch, and then.
Yeah, that's why you tend not to take aircraft out of the maneuvering area.
Yeah. Okay, so stop pushback. Set parking brakes.
Can hear still hear that TV or whatever it is.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
There's no volume on it.
Well, I'm hearing some other voice coming through.
Oh, that might be. Is that pushback helper?
I don't think they have a voice. Oh, are you listening to this your sim like through speakers?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Through my headset, but maybe it's leaking a bit.
I don't know.
Just squeeze them on a bit. There we go. How's that? Okay, so I'm back in and engine starts. So I can taxi.
Yeah, I don't see you at all.
Yeah, you give me a second. I'm gonna pop out. I'm gonna kill Gary.
I can hear your engine.
I seem to be stuck.
So we
there we go.
Oh, you're out?
Yeah.
I still don't see you.
Yeah, I'm just coming around.
Oh, where the hell did you go?
I'm back.
Jeez. Okay. All right. So
Stuff.
okay. All right. Hang on. Okay. Gonna restart the thing here. All right. So we'll go to flaps 1. So I'll lead us out to the runway. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna take off and I'm gonna make a left turn, and I'm gonna climb to 2,500 feet, and I think that would I'll head 270, I guess, due west. Does that sound good? Since you got the brute.
Yeah. You want to head about fly runway heading actually. What's runway heading?
08.
So we're going to go back on ourselves and then go to 260. 260 instead, yeah.
Okay, 260, 2,500 feet. So set 260. All right. All right, gonna head over to the runway. Okay, this is a interesting grass strip with no real taxiways. But we'll head over to the. Seems to be something here in front of this building, so we'll head over there. All right. Okay, landing lights on, strobe lights are on, nav lights are on. Yeah, you always need a little bit of extra power on grass. Watch the building.
Yeah. I'm there.
All right, you ready to go?
Yep.
Alrighty. And throttle up. And away we go. We're gonna pull back at around 55 knots. Airspeed's alive. It's 45 and 55. A little bit of pullback. And up we go. I get about a 500 foot per minute climb. Ideally, climbing at around 75 knots is a good climb speed. So you might be 600 feet per minute on the climb. And then at 400 feet above the ground, which will be 480 on the altimeter, that puts us into the position where we can go flaps up. Because we got enough room above the ground that when we put the flaps up and we get to sink, as you can see right there, we don't have to worry about being close to the ground. And we'd retrim for the new value, and at 580 we're 500 feet, so we can begin our turn. So we'll do a nice, we'll go with 20-degree bank and bring it around. And again, we're going to climb up to about 2,500 feet so we get a good view of the surrounding terrain, and we can go lower if we want, if there's something in particular we want to see. Alright, so coming up for 080. Oh, I can see some of the London buildings off in the distance. And we'll ease the power back now to about 2,300 RPM. Nice dead smack in the green. And there's the Thames. So let's, I'm going to turn on the autopilot, turn on the heading. I'm going to do vertical speed at 400 feet per minute to give us a nice climb. And we'll go outside and take a look around. So there's the opening up of the Thames, and that's the North Sea off in the distance there. And there's Nick coming in behind us here. So is there anything interesting out in this area of England, Nick?
Probably fly over the Thames barrier, but I don't think they modelled it.
Is it this far out? Or is
No,
it?
because I think we're going to cut that off. Yeah, so we're going to go past. We should get a view of London City if we come in, and financial district, and possibly the O2.
I can see the O2 from here.
Yeah.
And some of
and
the
then obviously following it up the river. So then it'll be a bit boring for about 2 minutes,
all right. So
let's see, and then Tower Bridge and etc. should come up.
all right. So I'm gonna head south to the river. I didn't realize that's where you were going.
Sorry, I was following this. I was following the flight plan,
Which
that's
I
what it
I
is.
don't have. So you're gonna have to talk.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Use your words.
Yep.
Thank you.
So I'm heading south at the moment, and then I'm going to turn onto a heading. I will give you a heading in a moment.
I'm heading to intercept. I see you.
Yep.
So I'm. No, you're going up to 2,500 as well.
Yep. I'm just trimming out now. I'm at 24.
Okay, I can see you there. I'll come in and I'm going to follow you.
Okay.
So I'm 2350 RPM. I'm going to go up to full now, and I can see you. And I'm going to slot around in and off your wing. So what I want you to do, I'm going to try something. I want you to kind of set yourself up on a course to follow the river. Go to about 2250 on the RPM.
2250. Yep.
And just hold it.
Okay, so I'm at 2,600 at 2260 RPM, and I'm heading to.
I can see you. I'm behind you. I'm just going to come up with you, join up with you.
Okay, so I've cheated slightly because I'm working out this autopilot thing. So I've gone for autopilot and for nav. So the hope
okay,
this
that's
seems to
good.
be following.
It will, and it'll also rock you back and forth as it moves from point to point, which is fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
So let me get outside and see you. So I actually live just on the other side of the river here. So we're just heading over the other side of the river.
So is this considered the Greater London area, or are we outside of that?
This is Greater London, yeah.
Okay.
And then when I do my turn, I'm literally, that's probably about 4 miles away from my house.
Okay. So can you see me?
Just having a look around. Oh, yes, yeah. You're just on my left and you're about to take over.
Nope.
Oh, who's that then?
No, I'm on your left. I'm not taking over.
Oh, it looks as though you were. So I've just done the turn now.
Yeah, I can see that. You
Follow
can
the
see
river.
the windy river laid out before us.
So
how,
is it a good idea for me to keep my nav on then? 'Cause
well,
it goes
it's just going to rock us
cool.
back and forth as we do the route, which is fine. How far is Greenwich from here?
Oh, so Greenwich, actually, looking at this route now, have I... You know what, I got the wrong bump in the river. So, we're going to come up to the O2. So, London City should be in front of us
Well,
soon.
the O2 is pretty far away still. It's a couple bends
Yeah.
away.
So the Thames barrier that should be there is... should be below, but it's not. I don't think they've modelled it yet.
Right, now you're turning again.
I am indeed. So I've now got in front of me London City, the financial district, and then this is when we fly over the O2. That's the bit for the splash screen for, which will be on the left, which is the splash screen for Flight Sim 2020.
Right, so Greenwich is further in towards the financial district.
Yeah, it's
south side of the river, though.
Yeah, the river does like a horseshoe.
Yeah.
you'll notice. So the financial district seems to be on a island, but it's not. And at the bottom of the horseshoe is where the Greenwich Old Town is.
Okay.
So this is all nice at the moment. This area is called Dartford, and Woolwich.
Yes. Okay, I've heard of Woolwich.
Yep. So Dartford is in Kent, and so we're just over like the Kent Greater London border at the moment.
Right. Have you ever flown above this area in real life?
No. In a jet, yes.
Yeah, but I mean small airplane. Okay, yeah, it looks a little bit different, and you can, it can be a little bit awkward getting your bearings.
I've flown from in a Cessna from Denham and Elstree, which is West London and to North London.
Right. Home of Elstree Studios.
Yep, that's the one.
Very famous movie production facility. So we can see the city center airport, EGLC, I believe it is. It's an old refurbished shipyard where one of the piers between, I guess, dry docks, where it's turned into the runway. And that's, you can see that down below there at 11 o'clock. Very nice. And London's starting to fill in. You can see more of the bigger buildings. We're flying, by the way, for those watching, we're flying live weather and live time. So it's currently just coming up 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon here in London. And I'm sure the Met's about to get a bunch of phone calls about low airplanes flying over the city. But that's all good. So there's London City right off the nose there. Interesting thing about London City, you have to be certified. I really should have Track IR on if I'm going to formation with you. You have to be certified to fly in there because of the steep angles of departure and arrival. It's beyond the typical stuff, and the aircraft has to be certified. Only certain aircraft types, and the pilot has to be specially trained for it. So it is,
And
go ahead.
as far as I'm aware, you're only allowed to fly VFR over London following the river or any of the tributaries coming off of it.
Right.
You can't actually fly over the
Populated
town.
area, yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see Greenwich from here. It's those white buildings just off the nose there. It is a former palace, and then it was turned into a hospital during, was it the Crimean War? Can't remember.
Yes.
And then it was turned into a, well, the Royal Naval Observatory is there, isn't it?
That's up on the hill, so we should be able to see that as we pass over.
On
if
the
we
hill to
look
the south there, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also, point of fact, where it was decided that the prime meridian would be, which sets the world time zones and the meridian lines around the globe. So 0 degrees runs right through, I believe it's right through the center of it, and then it goes from there. So 180 degrees, which would head north, like through London when you went around to the other side of the pole, it comes all the way down as 0 degrees from the pole through this point and then all the way around to the South Pole.
There's actually a laser at night that shines along the meridian.
Right.
So if you're in Greenwich, you can actually see this laser.
Cool. So we're flying over the financial district now. And I'm just looking out the windows. Sorry. You can see traffic on the roads, and there's all the big banking buildings. Canary Wharf. And the O2 Arena, I'm going to make a sharp turn and then turn back, is where is the O2 Arena? Is it behind us already?
I'm just about to fly over it now.
I'm gonna do a little bit of a 180
I think
here,
I'm doing a bit of, yeah.
just so we can get a view. I'm gonna go to an outside view. Actually, what I'm gonna do for the 180, because I'm gonna go autopilot on, hold my altitude, and we'll do it. I'll do it through the autopilot so we can get a look at what the area looks like. So there is there's Greenwich. You can see the white buildings right off the left wing there. Oh, the O2 Arena is behind us, right. A very famous area for concerts and other. I believe it was built for the Olympics in 2012, or was it before that?
No, it was actually known as the Millennium Dome.
Ah,
It was
2000.
built for 2000.
So I'm still back over the Canary Wharf area.
It was built for the Millennium celebrations. Then it turned into an exhibitions centre for a few years, and there was a famous exhibition there showing off one of the largest diamonds in the world, and there was an attempted heist there to take the diamond. It was quite famous.
What year was that?
Down.
Do you remember?
To be honest, no, it was early 2000s. And then it was taken over by a telephone communications company, O2.
Right.
It's now known as the O2 Arena.
So there's Greenwich right below. It may look familiar. That is where the, what do they call them? The Nuredyne landed in Thor, the Dark World. That big spaceship crashed in there, and they had the big fight there. Anyway, there's the O2 Arena. You can see it there. Very unique. Apparently, the 12 pillars there that come off it, for the wires holding up the dome, it's supposed to represent the 12 months of the year.
So this is a Canadian teaching English here. I didn't know that.
Supposed to be. I saw that on a thing they talked about. But you can see the route the Thames takes. It's very impressive the way it wraps around, and they've obviously adapted the city to make use of it. So I'm now I'm right over the O2 Arena. I don't know where you are. I can't see you.
Right, so I'm near the chart.
Oh, you're at the chart. Okay, circle around there. I'm on my way. So,
Right,
so we're going to head due west. We're going to go over the financial district again, and we're going to. We'll stay on the outside view here for a bit. You get better views. We're going to head this way towards the downtown, or the city proper, I guess you would call it. Oh, I see your lights now. So the interesting thing about England, if you don't know, is even though it is further north than where I am in Toronto, Canada, it is warmer here in winter. And the reason for that is because the Gulf Stream, which travels out of the Caribbean and up through Florida, the northern coast of the U.S., and crosses over the Atlantic, envelops England and brings warmer water up, which helps regulate the temperature of the island and keep the weather warmer, which is why if you go down into the southwest, down in Cornwall, they have palm trees. The weather's warm enough for palm trees to grow. In Canada, we don't get that. We have landmass that goes all the way up to the Arctic Circle, so it becomes an express corridor for the winds to come down and create havoc in the winter, although this year it's been pretty warm. So coming up below us is the famous, what people think of London as London Bridge. It's not, it's Tower Bridge. because it's got the towers on it, and that is the Tower of London. We'll do a circle here. The Tower of London below. Very famous palace, and then prison, and now a fortress. The crown jewels and other things are held there. It was famous for a number of executions here, including Anne Boleyn, second wife of Henry VIII, among countless others. And home of what they call the beefeaters, but they're what are they? They're wardens, I think, is what they're actually called. Former military members. They're kind of like a security / tour guide / historic link to the past for the tower.
Yeah, they're hand-picked.
Yeah.
But you have to be a military. You have to have been in the military.
Yeah. And it's a very interesting place to go if you're into history. And as tour guides, they are very well versed in everything, and they know their stuff. So we have on the south side of the river by the train station here, that's the Shard. Looks like a broken crystal shard. And on the north side, if you've heard of it, the one that curves into a point with those diagonal stripes running down it is, I don't know what the official name of it is, but they call it the Gherkin because it looks like a dill pickle, I guess.
That's a gherkin, yeah.
Is that the official name, or is there?
No, I
don't
know what is the official name.
I don't know. I've just never heard it called the Gherkin.
Oh.
London's got some pretty interesting architecture styles and new buildings. It's also one of the cities where you can have a brand new modern architecture beside a building that was built 400 years ago, which is I love that about the old world. There's I believe that's St. Paul's Cathedral to the west, and then you have all the bridges. You've got London Bridge, Blackfriars Bridge, all these. I think there's what 11 bridges, I believe, cover London, the river.
Yeah.
Anyway, what we're over right now is the actual city of London, and the city of London is about a mile square, I believe. Yes. Not very big at all. It's the original heart of the city, and there has been a bridge over this river since before Roman times. Although the Romans built one of the first long-term bridges in order to get here. And this is where the old Roman city of Londinium used to be, which was built up as a major trade port, obviously with the river going out to the ocean. And the city's been here ever since, so that's like well over 2,000 years now that we've had a city here. Looking down off my wing here, we have the London Eye, the big Ferris wheel that sits on the bank of the river. And you can see some of the piers and the docks around the river. There's a train station here.
That's Waterloo.
I was going to say that's Waterloo. What's the one over by the Shard?
London Bridge.
London Bridge Station? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of train stations here. There's a number of them around. And as we circle...
The overground. Obviously the overground.
Yeah.
Station.
So as we circle here, do you know where the bridge is that had the building that they used in James Bond as MI6's headquarters is?
Yep, we'll be coming up. Which bridge? Because obviously they crashed the helicopter on Westminster Bridge.
Right, which is where I am now.
Okay.
But the one that had the iconic building on the north shore that's
further down.
Okay.
That's further down.
So
That's five.
a couple things that are here that we can see is we have right in front of me now is the mall, and then we have Buckingham Palace, and then just to the south of that, right on the coast, is the Palace of Westminster, home of the British House of Commons and the House of Lords, and the tower on the west end is the clock tower, and located in the clock tower on all four sides. And I think they've just about refinished it. That's just about done, the refurb.
It's been delayed with COVID,
so
I'm not sure.
it's looking fantastic. I've seen photos of what it's going to look like. That is the clock tower, and inside the clock tower is a series of bells that chime out, and the biggest of those bells is named Big Ben. So Big Ben is not the clock or the clock tower, it's actually the largest of the bells inside it. But that is where the British Parliament is, and this area is a fantastic place on New Year's Eve to watch the fireworks over the city. And for the last few years that I've seen, they've had fireworks actually coming off of the O2, or the wheel, the London Eye.
Well, yeah.
They put launchers on there. It looks fantastic. So we're going to we'll turn around, we'll follow the river a bit more. Now you can see all the parkland. I think is that St. James's Park there? To the north? Yeah. It's been a while since I've been there, but I kind of remember. Pro tip, if you ever want to get from one side of London to the other, fastest way is sometimes to grab the water taxi, especially in rush hour. And take the water taxi along the Thames. Some more buildings down here, more train stations, lots of more bridges.
So we're now coming over the where we do the yearly Oxford versus Cambridge boat race.
Yes, this straight stretch here.
Yeah.
So we're heading out into West London. Of course, East London is also well known. Is it? Yeah, it's East London with the theatre district, right?
West London.
Oh, sorry, it's West London.
West End.
Well known for theatres. I've seen a couple plays there over the years. Some more of the bridges. Stadiums.
Right, so I'm behind you now, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
360.
So right ahead of us, if you can see past the bends in the river, is Heathrow Airport. What's this park down here? Beside the stadium? Beside
Twickenham.
Okay.
So that would be Richmond Park.
London's actually a pretty green city. Lots of parks and squares and little areas, along with some really big ones as well. But you don't really get a sense of that until you're in the air looking down at it. Same thing with Toronto. Toronto's a very green city, and people don't realize it until they get a view from above. In fact, a lot of people, their first time then they go up to CN Tower in Toronto, and they can see out to the borders, are amazed at how much greenery there actually is. We've got a lot of parkland in the city. Now, is that Wembley up to the north
the
there?
right.
On the right?
Yep.
One of the best concerts I never saw and wish I had been there was there in 1985. That was Queen. I've watched that live footage so many times. What an amazing show that was. So here is coming to kind of the outskirts. You can see more greenery coming into place here. And we're heading right for London Heathrow. So does the route take us south around Heathrow?
Yeah, we'll go south.
Okay, so I'm going to go to about 230 degrees. You can see how spread out London is. How far back are you? I don't see you.
Let's give it go outside. I'm literally south of Heathrow at the moment.
Oh, you're in front of me. You're way in front of me.
Am I? I was behind.
No. Oh, I've been kind of circling around and stuff. Lots of football stadiums in the area. I think the buildings they've added have improved how it looks. Certainly the way they've done some of the, as they call them, the archetype buildings to give it that English feel. Because there is a distinct look to buildings in England. It's added a bit to it as well. Okay, so there's Heathrow over there. Yeah, still don't have you in sight.
No, I think
I'm behind you.
definitely behind.
Oh yeah, I'm southeast of Heathrow right now.
Right, so I followed the river, so there was a kink in it, so I may actually be behind you because I'm now probably round about between the two runways at Heathrow.
Yeah, I'm not even up to Heathrow yet.
Ah,
I'm heading southwest, and it's off my right wing. I'm coming up to it now. You know those big ponds or whatever they are south of the airport?
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even there yet.
No, I'm literally between 27 left and 27 right.
Are you over the airport?
No, I'm to the east of it. Hang in between the two runways and sort of look.
Okay, because I'm going south of the airport.
Yeah, I'm heading to 10 at the moment.
Oh. But I'm kind of following the river around south of the airport. So
yeah, there's a lot of bends on the river, but my flight plan is taking me like straightening them out a bit.
Okay. So you know those big ponds south of the river?
Yep.
The big one further south with that little spit that runs into the middle of it?
Yep.
I'm just over that now.
Oh, right, so you're ahead of me. Take a...
So I'm at 2,500 feet and 105 knots.
I am at...
Oh, you're behind me. I see you. Yeah, you're definitely behind me.
And obviously I'm still learning on this, so I'm trying to find my speed.
Left side of the speed strip. It's the same as an Airbus. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to roads keep going along here. I don't know exactly where the river's going. It seems to have narrowed. Consider.
Yeah.
Oh, I see where the river's going. It's going north. Okay. So I'm going to turn to follow the river north. West, I guess it is. Is that the way the route goes?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go at 320. And there's Heathrow. So one of the neat things about England, and I haven't tried it yet, and I do want to do it, is there are a lot of canals and rivers that run through England. Obviously, the rivers were there before. The canals were built for shipping. And back in the day, rather than having 20 or 30 horse-drawn carts, they do a canal, and that canal would have a horse-drawn barge on it, and the horses would haul the barge, and the barge could take 15 tons. So if you had half-ton wagons, that would be 30 wagons. And it was great, and it was fast, and you didn't have to worry about muddy roads and all that type of stuff. When the industrial age came and they had steam engines, they were replaced by coal-fired steam engines, and you had powered canal boats. And nowadays they have canal boats that are diesel fuel predominantly. And people live on them, and they tour around on the canals. And I think when I looked, there's 2,800 miles of canal in England. And I just got messages, we were dumped out of the group.
Oh.
And you left the group, and I've left the group, and then you left the group again.
Oh, I've left the group.
Let me,
Shall I just stop a minute and try and rejoin?
yeah, I'm showing you as disconnected, but you can try to see if you can send it to me again.
Started group, proof of invitation is sent.
Accepted. It's funny, it's showing Willie online the entire time. He's flying over Lake
Strange.
Michigan. He just sent me a Discord message. He's flying with his son. Yeah, that's cool. And the group just shut down again.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You want to see if you can invite me?
You're off. You're offline. It doesn't give me the option.
Oh.
Just keep heading northwest. We'll give it 30 seconds and then try again.
Right, okay.
So I'm flying by Windsor Castle now. You can see it here. There's a train station right down at, looks like a train station at the bottom of it. It's been a long time since I've been to Windsor. Of course, I suppose about 25 years ago they had the big fire there, 20 years ago. And they had to rebuild a whole chunk of the castle.
Oh, no, that's the group again.
So I'm not sure what this structure is. It looks like they may do boat racing here or practicing here.
Henley, probably Henley.
It's got looks like a building with a bunch of piers and then a huge straight strip they can do rowing.
Yep, that'll be Henley.
Yeah. Flying by that now.
There's a big regatta called the Henley Regatta every year.
Right.
Big British event. So it's basically it's a bit like the Oxford Cambridge boat race, but smaller boats.
Right.
And lots of races over a whole week.
Very nice. You want to try sending that again?
Yep. Okay.
I just checked and your stone mark is off for me, so I'm still following the river here. You can see it comes up and then it starts to turn west again.
So all this water that we're flying over are reservoirs.
Oh, back there, yeah.
Yep, for the whole of London and South East.
Drinking water.
Yep.
Okay. All right, just sent you an invite.
Oh, I've left the group.
Okay. All right, sent you an invite from me.
Yep, got that. Accept.
You've joined the group. All right, where are you now?
Okay, let me just pop outside and have a look. So I'm literally to the west of Heathrow, flying a heading of 330.
All right, I'm going to go into a hold where I am.
I've got Windsor Castle right in front of me.
Yeah, I'm pretty far ahead of you. I'm going to circle back to that yachting area.
Okay. I can see. It may be that you've left the group because we were so far apart, maybe. I don't know whether it's
I don't know. What's your airspeed?
My airspeed is 106.
Alright, because I'm at 105. You may be following that route still and weaving back and forth, and I'm kind of straight lining it, so...
I mean, I'm looking at the range now, it's pretty much straight. It was very curvy over London, obviously. Now it's the route is a lot straighter. It's not following every single bend in the river. So
yeah, I mean, I'm just on the autopilot, and I'm just adjusting the heading mode as we go. I can do that from outside the cockpit with my setup here.
Cool.
So I don't see you yet. All right, we are still in the group. So I'm approaching Henley now.
Yep, I'm approaching Henley as well.
What's your altitude?
Just climbed up a bit to 2.8. I'm taking it down again to 2.5.
I see you.
See you? Excellent.
I see your lights. I'm about your 11 o'clock. A couple hundred feet below you. I'm at 2,500.
Can't see you as yet, but no doubt I will.
I'm heading towards you. Right, you're not over the river. You're kind of off to the east of it.
Yeah. Yes. So obviously I'm flying the flight plan at the moment. I'm going to go. What will it be? East. I'm going to go east of Henley.
Well, you are. Yeah, you're east of the river as well.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, I can go take it off of nav mode and fly over.
You can just go into heading mode and just adjust your heading. And keep it a little bit straighter. I'm behind and below you now.
Okay. So that's just gone a bit on the right hand side.
Yeah, you got to make sure your heading's set because it was probably turned somewhere else when you turned it on.
Yeah. Just work that one out.
All right. Are you gonna? What altitude are you gonna fly at?
I'm steady here at the moment at 2.7.
Okay. I'm 200 feet below you.
Okay.
And this way you can just kind of use the heading to adjust your course, and it'll be a little bit more better than wandering. And I just use the route as a guide to where we're headed.
Yeah.
So are we still in London itself, or are we gone into the outskirts?
No, we're out now.
Okay. So this is what? We're out towards Slough and...
No, way past.
Okay.
This is Buckinghamshire, I think.
Okay.
Burnham's on there, so yeah, so it's quite well. It's well west now.
All right, yeah, I can see up there. So I'm flying 280 at the moment, kind of heading up towards the river again, or 290 now. So what's the next major city we're going to come up to?
Right, so we seem to be. Let me just. Right, we need to. If we're going to follow the river, we need to head north of it, or we can carry on with the course that we're doing at the moment, and we'll join it up later. It's doing a little bit of horseshoe here.
Yeah, I can see the river from here. We're fine.
So this, we must be coming close to Oxford way, I would have thought. You're going to test my geography now, aren't you, on all of this?
Yep.
Yeah, I would say Oxford way. I know that the Thames does go through Oxford.
Yes, it does.
One of the tributaries.
So interesting fact about the river, there was a bunch of tributaries. Some of them have disappeared over time. But there's still one that runs right under the city, and it's called the River Fleet. And it's still an active river, but you can't see it because the city sits on top of it. But there is a channel that it runs through all the way down to the Thames. Just pretty interesting.
So I don't know whether you can notice, you'll see that it's quite hilly around here.
Yeah, I can see that to the north. Yeah.
And then further out to the west, you'll see it suddenly drops down.
Yeah.
So that's where we get into Oxfordshire.
Oh, okay.
I can remember driving to Oxford, and you go along a motorway or freeway, and then you just get an amazing view as you come out of the hills and into Oxfordshire, and the motorway just goes down for miles.
Right.
The long slow drive down. So it's great that Flight Simulator has actually replicated this quite so well, because I recognise it. It's,
so isn't the river heading off to our left there?
It is. I'm just about to turn now.
Okay. Just keeping an eye on you and where you're going.
I'm just following the flight plan at the moment. It's going. In fact, I'm going to go back into nav mode. I think maybe I should. No, I'll stick to heading. So I'm now going to start turning because the flight plan takes us south.
Okay, so we just passed Marlow.
Yep.
Oxford's still ways away. The next town on the river that we're going to come up to is Henley-on-Thames. And I'm not cheating, by the way. I have that all memorized.
Yeah. I can hear the pages of that book.
Actually, it's Navigraph. I just realized, hey, I can open up the map.
Oh, I didn't think.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't I think? Let me just open up Valanta.
There's that. Okay, you're kind of getting distant on me again, and you've left the group
Right.
again.
Oh, no.
This is a royal pain. Let's see if I can send you the... Nope, you're all off. Everyone's offline to me now.
Right, let me stick into average.
So I'm gonna follow the river down towards Reading, or Reading.
Reading. Let me just do a quick circle here and send you another invite.
So Reading is probably the first major city that you come to out of London on the trains that heads southwest, west, southwest. I mean, I know there's a couple little stops, intermediate stops, but it seems to be the big major city that you come to. All right, accepted. Nope.
No?
Well, it said it accepted, and then it said you left the group again. And then I left the group.
Oh, hang on. It's got group invitation saying it's flashing out. I think there might be a server problem because it's saying I've left the group, I've joined the group, I've left the group, I've invited you.
Yeah, and I've still got a message saying that you joined the group and then you didn't join the group. I can't send you anything.
Right, the last message on my screen is group invitation sent. So
Yeah, I know, and I've got one saying I joined the group, but obviously that's not happening. So I'm going to circle over Reading.
yeah, it said you accepted it.
Yeah, but I'm not in a group.
So where am I? I'm using my Valanta now, so this will be easier. So I am going to be flying east of Reading. In
Okay,
a second.
well, come down to Reading.
Yeah.
We'll kind of finish this off this way. We'll just fly to individual towns and talk about them.
Yeah.
I think maybe next time we won't do it as a closed group. We'll just go into the open server.
Yeah.
And just put up with everybody else. See if that's any better. So here's Reading. It's a big water reservoir to the east that we're flying over now. So, boy, there's terrain issues down here.
On.
In Reading downtown.
Oh.
Yeah. There are.
Reading looks wonderful.
I've got glitches down here. There's the train station off my right, under my right wing, that I talked about. Where the river goes through, it's deformed the city. The rest of it looks fine. So we'll do a little bit of a circle around. You can see Reading here. Let me know when you get to the city center.
Okay, I'm just flying over the reservoir.
Okay, I'm just circling over downtown. I don't know if you see down by the train station where the water runs, it's kind of deformed everything. It might look different on my screen, but
yeah,
there's some terrain issues there. But that's fine. You see where the Thames flows through just north of the railroad tracks?
Yep.
And there's the train station that I mentioned. Alright, so where's the next city we're headed to?
Let me have a look on Volanta, because if you've got... Have you got Volanta up?
I have no route in there, it's not going to tell me anything.
No, but you can see me still, though.
Yes.
So that might help you, I don't know.
Let me turn Volanta on. I do not see you. Oh, yes I do. I gotta zoom in a little bit more. Okay, I'm off to your... I'm your rear right.
Yep. Go over Caversham?
Yes.
Yeah.
So where are we headed?
It looks as though we're heading to Pangbourne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna move Volanta to my
got
other
a-
screen so I can keep it up.
So Pangbourne has got a station, and that is as much as I know, I'm afraid.
All right, so let's turn our view back forward, and we'll head towards Pangbourne. I'm gonna make a bit of a left adjustment. So we're still following the Thames. That's it off my left wing. Obviously, it's a lot thinner out here than it was down in London itself. And you can see the tributary ahead where it kind of comes in a bit from the left, but the main river kind of works its way up from the right. Alright, yeah, just confirming you're there. I'm ahead of you now. Wow, I don't know if I'm actually ahead of you. On Volanta, you can see where I am, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So this is, how would you pronounce where I'm flying by now? Purley-on-Thames.
Let me zoom in.
And then this is Pangbourne coming up, just over the wing there. You can see that other river coming in. I'm not sure the name of it. So we're going to follow this north right up through Strealy and all that?
Yeah, looking at the flight plans, I've gone back to that for a second. We're going to start heading north a bit, I think. And we're going to be heading up through Pangbourne, Streatley, South Stoke, up to Wallingford.
I'm over Pangbourne right now, as you can see. You're back behind me over Purley.
Yep.
I'm just going to do a circle here. Fly over the town. So the really neat thing I find about England, and you get that when you get out of the big cities in Canada as well, is you can have a fairly populous town, and 2 minutes down the road you're deep in farm country. And that'll go for 10 or 12 miles, and then you come into a dense little populated town again, and then it's like, boom, it doesn't like spread out as you leave the center of these towns and stuff. They just kind of like hard edge stop.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool. Okay, you're heading up towards Strealy now.
Yep.
I'm behind you. I'm going to, I just finished my 360.
Yeah, I see you doing that with Pangor.
Yeah. So one of my favorite earlier memories, I was probably in my mid-teens when I visited my aunt. She was living in Scotland at the time. And I remember we were in I don't know if we were leaving Aberdeen or we were in another town, but I remember we left the town and we were driving along, and it was all detached houses and, you know, the stone walls around them and the gates and all that stuff. And we came to the end of the street and went up a little hill, and the next thing you knew, it was stone wall farms with sheep in them. And it was like snapping your fingers how quickly it changed. Pretty interesting changes in the country, in the countryside as you go up that way. All right, so we're here at Strealy, and I see an airport. I think it's an airport off to your right. Yep, I can see it there.
That is Chiltern Park.
Chiltern Park Airport.
And then we're actually going to be passing to the left of RAF Benson.
Right. We're now going to head north, follow this section of the river. The other thing I love is obviously the history in that. And my aunt currently lives in England, out in the West Midlands, and her town where she lives has had a Sunday market since recordedly known since the 1000s, and so it's over 1,000 years old. And the market was actually recorded in the Doomsday Book.
Wow.
Which was I guess it was an accounting ledger done of all the properties after William the Conqueror took over in 1066. So the market is listed as this town having a Sunday market. And I've been to the market on Sundays. It's still going 1,000 years. So Benson is... actually, that's the bigger airfield I can see ahead on the right side of the river. I'm just kind of behind you here as we come up to Wallingford. You see the river starts to kick to the west again. Rolling farm country out here. Don't want to make a presumption about what they grow, but it looks like a lot of crop fields.
Yeah. So I'm making a turn now towards the west after I pass RAF Benson as the river bends round.
Okay, you heading up to Dorchester on Thames?
Yes.
Okay. So there's the RAF base. There it is. I'm sure there's probably an exclusion zone around it. So I was flying back once from Kingston in Ontario, and we have an Air Force base on the lake in the town of Trenton. And if you're going to fly through their airspace, you have to ask them permission. Either that or you have to go around, and it's a little bit of a detour. So I was coming back. It was 11 o'clock at night, so I called them up and I said, you know, I'm coming through. Do you mind if I cut through your airspace? And the guy goes, no, that's fine. And so we're flying for a bit, and he goes, he calls me back and he goes, I got a trainee in the tower. Do you mind doing some the surveillance radar approaches? Although he didn't call him that. He said, do you mind if he just vectors you in as practice? So I did 3 approaches into the Air Force Base in a Cessna 172.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got, after I did the 3rd one, he went, yeah, that's good. Thanks for your help. I said, yeah, no problem. Off I went. It was pretty cool. He was giving me headings and altitudes, and he did that whole thing. And I remembered this when the guy did it at the Gavin, where he came on and said, do not respond to any transmissions from this point on unless absolutely necessary. Because he's just giving you commands, right?
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, oh, I remember getting that. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. So we got another airport coming up here. What is it? EGUD?
Yep.
Which one's that? Do you know?
So this is called Abingdon Airfield.
All right. Now EGLJ, which is off to your east, off your right wing. That's a triangular one. That looks like an old World War II airfield.
Yep. Chilgrave.
Yeah. A lot of these triangular ones are old war. We got them all over like southern Ontario, where the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan was, doing all the pilot training for World War II. They're all, well, not all of them. Some of them are gone, but you have them as little municipal airports, and there might only be 1 or 2 runways left. But when you're in the area, you can see where the 3rd one used to be.
Yep.
It's pretty neat. All right, so you're in front of me now. You're cutting down to the river again.
Yep, we're going to do a dog leg here.
So we're heading towards, what's that, Sutton Courtenay?
Sutton Courtenay, I would say around to Drayton, and then up again to Abington on Thames.
Okay. So basically what we're doing was following the river here. So we're just flying over Long Whitnam now. That's Sutton Courtenay on the south side of the river. The left side is we're looking at it on my screen. And then the river wraps around, and then we've got, that will be, yeah, that's the Abington on Thames. And you can see, you can see the airport on the other side of the town there. So this is still a pretty significantly sized river. Now, are we following the river to the north, up towards Littlemore?
Yes, we are, yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I'm just over Sutton Courtenay now, turning north. There's the airfield.
Yeah. Looking at the river on Volanta and the flight plan, we are going to follow it. It does seem to go north and then round again and then back on itself.
Yeah, I can see that. It's kind of windy.
Yep.
So this little town here off my nose is Radley. And we're going to swing around, and then on the other side we have Littlemore and New Hinckley. So we're just going to cheat the corner here and head due north. Take a look around the countryside. Very typical town layouts. These small English towns.
I mean, that's where we're going over Aviation on Thames. As you said before, you can see almost the stop line of where they can build.
Yeah, yeah. And then coming up ahead of us, we go through a few other little suburban areas. However, the main downtown that we're going to do a circle over is Oxford. And Oxford is well known for one of, I guess it's one of the two major, I don't know how many of the, what do you call the top universities are, but Oxford and Cambridge are the two, I guess, best well known.
Yes.
And fierce rivals.
Absolutely.
As well. You might have heard some other places like Eton and stuff. Those are all, I guess, they're still considered prep schools that prepare you to enter either Oxford or Cambridge.
Yes.
So that's where you would go, say, when you were 17, 18 for 2 years or so to prep you to enter into university.
No, younger than that.
Sorry?
Younger than that.
Oh, really?
From the age of 11 or 12.
Oh, okay. All right. I wonder if the university is modeled.
Yes, it's one of the. Oxford is one of the. What's it called? That they've just updated.
I'm trying to remember where it is. I was there once. Actually had an Oxford sweatshirt. Is that it off to the left? On the eastern side, the big set of buildings there?
Have a look.
Or off to the right on the eastern side of town?
I'm not too sure.
Just gonna go take a look. I mean, Oxford's been around 700 years, 800 years.
Yeah, no, well, longer than that, I would have said.
It could be.
So looking at Oxford now, I think we're gonna. Yeah, the main.
Yeah, obviously there's now outbuildings and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So I think you're.
That's a large collection of buildings.
That's you. Yeah, so I think you've just flown over the main part of Oxford.
Yeah, I think I'm
Yeah.
looking at it right now, yeah. Big parking lots, lots of cars, some old buildings. Looks like campuses.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm gonna finish my loop back around and then we'll continue on the river. I take it we head west after this?
Check. Yeah, we will head west and then we'll go start heading south.
Alright, so I'm just gonna aim straight for like Bootley. And then just kind of pick up the river on the other side of the little thing here. So head 270. And we're going to pass right over downtown Oxford here.
Yeah, if you head to Farmmoor, which is it's like a big lake.
Oh yeah, due west. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you can see the downtown area, all the old buildings, the churches, the cathedrals, the big squares. You know, a lot of these buildings date back to the Edwardian, Victorian era. There's a lot that go back into the Georgian area, and even more that go back Tudor and earlier, actually. Tudor period was early 1500s. Well, right up to the 1600s, because Queen Elizabeth I was a Tudor. There's that lake, and the river runs just on the other side of it. The airplane beside me says he's doing a UK tour.
Yeah, so Jericho.
Cool. So after here, we're going to turn and follow the river. You can see how the river heads off to the left and then loops around again. So I'm going to turn to follow that.
So just flying over the big lake.
Yeah, I'm
north.
just right on the south end of the lake now.
I'm wondering if it's a reservoir actually, because just looking at that beam that goes, or the road or something that goes all the way through it, it looks very man-made.
On the reservoir?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's I guess that's technically a causeway, but yeah, it is probably a man-made reservoir. So we're getting pretty close. We seem to head out towards the Cotswolds, and then it looks like we end at an airport just south of Gloucester. In Cheltenham. Oh, Breeze Norton's coming up. Another RAF base.
Yeah.
Again, you can see a lot of these waters and wetlands, and river's getting a little bit narrower. A few more tributaries coming in. So the airport we're heading for is EGCR, as for reference.
Okay.
So I'm now heading due west again, just on the south side of the river.
Yes, it's mainly west at the moment, or westerly all the way now.
Pretty much, yeah. Again, still out in the heavy farm country out here. There's not a lot of wild territory left down in, I guess, the southern part of England. It's all allotted and allocated for use.
You go more to the south, southwest to places like Dartmoor.
Yeah.
Which is still it's a national park.
Right.
So there's no farming or anything there. There's quite a few of them down south. So you've got the New Forest, Dartmoor, and things like that, which haven't.
Right, but they're being protected.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's until you get up into Scotland that you end up with just wide open areas that just aren't settled.
Yeah.
So,
but of course, the area around London itself is protected as well.
yeah.
So it's called Greenbelt land.
Yes.
So that London can't spread out too far. So it's very, very, very difficult to get planning permission or building permission in Greenbelt land.
Yeah.
So it just stops that spread. So that's why you do get this this line almost in London as well, where 1 minute you're over a very highly populated area, and then boom, you're into fields, and because it is all protected.
Right. Right. So here's Breeze Norton off our right wing, RAF base. I don't know. Is it a like a dual use airport, civilian and military?
I think it's just military. Don't quote me. I'm not too. Are you still with the group or not? Or did that disappear again?
Oh, we haven't been on a group for a while. I'm just following along the river here.
Yeah.
So the airport is just on the other side of, how do you pronounce that? Cirencester? 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 The airport's just on the other side of that. Aston Down
Ah, okay.
is where we're headed.
So we're going to go over RAF Fairford, which I see is in front of me.
I think we're going to loop just above it.
Yeah.
And then, actually, we're going to be below it.
We're going to be down, yeah, we're just going to skip down below.
Yeah. So we're not too far now.
And then we're over another, there's quite a few, I didn't realise there were so many airports. There's a Cotswolds airport as well.
I just zoomed out on Volanta, and there's a whole bunch of them out there.
Yeah. I guess it's so picturesque around here that...
Well, the Cotswolds is a huge tourist area, vacation area, holiday area. It's very much a place to go. Alright, so I'm gonna go south of the Fairford Airport, and then I'm gonna.
Yep.
You see how that? I don't know. Is that a group of water past it?
Yes.
I'm gonna turn. I don't know. I'm gonna turn right and like go between them, the airport and that, and head up in that like 280, 290 degree, and head up towards Cirencester, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm just about to go south of the airport now.
Yeah, I'm just about to pass it.
Yeah, we're going to head to that water.
So you can really see this as a military base because and it's a like a jet fighter base, I believe, because you can see where the bunkers would be for all the aircraft scattered around the airfield, and then the taxiways out for them all. So this is probably, given the size of it, a Typhoon base, Eurofighter Typhoon base, or Tornadoes. One of the two. I don't know if they're still flying the Tornadoes anymore, but
These Eurofighters, aren't it?
it's definitely an Air Force base by the layout of it. I'm right south of it right now. Beautiful sun on the water.
Yeah.
Sun's going down. It's 3:10 after 3 in the afternoon here. You see the sun there. She's starting. Still late in the. Still March, winter. So.
Sunset for us at the moment is around 5:30.
Yeah, although we're not far from the equinox. So that's only, what, 15, 16 days away? 14 days away? So we're getting, we got a nice little lens flare there. Alright, so we're past that airfield. You can see it there behind us. We're going to head up about at 300 degrees north of this little water thingy.
Yep.
So the Thames is starting to kind of peter out, multiple tributaries, little lakes and stuff. So we're kind of getting towards the end of it. And I don't think we're that far. Yeah, we're coming up towards the Bristol Channel. Actually, it's not that far away. Which is another outlet. So there's a watershed here at some point where the water flows to the Bristol Channel rather than down into the Thames. So that'll be interesting to
Have you Googled the start of the Thames?
No.
It's a very little tiny hole that comes out the side of there's a little wooden plaque there.
Where is
There's
it?
a little spout that comes out of the ground. I've just seen a photo of it.
And where is it located?
I have no idea actually. It's I know I've seen a picture of it. Water just comes out of the side of a hill. Okay, so I'm turning over those lakes now.
Okay. It rises at Thames Head in Gloucestershire.
Yep.
Or as the North Americans would say, Gloucestershire. Yeah, I'm just seeing a photo of it. Map. Show me on a map. Where is this place that you speak? Oh no, that's the whole Thames River. So we're out near the start of it anyway, which is pretty cool. So this is the town
out here is a lot better than it is in London.
Yeah. So this is the town of unpronounceable Cirencester. Cirencester. We can see it here. And out here somewhere is where the actual Thames starts. I don't know how they determine which tributary is the main river, but very interesting. And you can actually probably see. No, you can't see it yet. We're not high enough in it. There's a mist out there. But the Bristol Channel is off that way that I'm facing right now. Not too far. Bristol, another nice town. I've been there. Alright, so we're going to head due west now, and we should be seeing the airport. Now, the winds are out of the east, so we're going to have to land that way. They do have an east runway, a short east runway. And I can see the airport from where I am.
I think it's almost a straight line from London to Bristol Channel, and it's the direct line that Concorde used to take because obviously it couldn't accelerate over land.
Yes.
So they tried to find the nearest place, which happened to be the Bristol Channel. So that it was at that point they were allowed to put the afterburners back on and start their acceleration.
Right, right. So this is the GBA airport below us. I'm not sure what the Cotswold Airport is right below us, or right off our left wing. And ahead of us, out here somewhere, should be...
Oh, I see where you are, yeah. So I'm going to disengage the autopilot and start getting ready.
Should be the other airport, which I am looking for. And not seeing as of yet.
According to Valanta, you're slightly south of it.
Yeah, I'm kind of turning and looking and turning and looking. Little rolling hills out here coming up. And that river that you see up there is the Severn River, and it drains into the Bristol Channel. Ah, here's the airport. I'm just flying right over, coming up to it now. And I'm way high, so back to the cockpit we go. Autopilot coming off, power coming back. I'm going to go for I'm going to pass on the left side and descend, and I'm going to come back and land towards the east. Alright, so let's throttle right back. So I'm descending. There's that short runway I want to land on. Kind of eastward runway. So it runs at about a 0.7 degrees. So I'm going to turn my heading indicator to about 0.6 just as a reference point. Oh yeah, there's a valley here and trees, and this is the town of Stroud ahead of us. I'm not sure what the airport elevation is, so I'm going to hold at about 1200. Start slowing it down, pitching back.
That's right.
80 knots, first level of flaps. Keep the power up. More trim. There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely low. So I'd recommend you do your approach at about 1500.
Okay.
As you do your pattern. I'm gonna have to drag this thing around the circuit. Alright, so we're going down. I'm gonna put in some more power. I don't mind climbing a little bit. Alright, so my lights are on. That's all good. Alright, so we're going to make our base leg.
Just getting downwind.
Oh, sun glare off the windshield. So we'll get it on a base here. Very beautiful area out here.
Yeah.
And a deep valley for the river. Alright, there's the airport. There's that runway. Very short runway, but that's fine. Make a turn. And I'll see how I'm lined up here. There's the airport. There's the runway. Nice and short. We're going to go flaps 3 all the way down. Come back on the power. And we'll make sure we trim for 65. It's nice this has electric trim on it. Alright, we're lined up. Three notches for full flaps, you want to be about 60 knots coming in.
Okay.
No less than that. Alright, we're holding good. Then touchdown around 55.
Not 60 or 70 like I did last time.
Try not. Alright, power to 0. Hold it, and we're down. Alright. And clear the active runway.
This is beautiful, this scenery.
It is. I have no idea where the terminal would be. So I'm just going to pull off onto the grass here at the intersection, and that's where I'm going to park it. Here, I turned around to watch you land. Obviously, that's not happening. Alright, we're off on the grass. Put the parking brake on.
Let me find the runway. I can't see it.
It's a big paved thing. Alright. And that's the aircraft shut down. What a nice. Oh, I'm outside. The birds are chirping. This is where I send you a message saying contact me on 118.5.
Yep. Oh, there's the runway.
Yep. And I'm just sitting off the grass on the side of the intersection on the right-hand side.
I think that's the runway.
It's the short one. Plenty of room.
It's not that well.
It's not well marked. No.
We should have looked for this scenery, shouldn't we?
There isn't any. I checked.
All right. You would. Right.
You appear,
yes.
You appear to be lined up.
And 0. Oh, here we go. Oh, stall. Hang on, what's going on there?
Don't stall. Full flaps. Keep it at 60 until you flare and touch down at 55. It's well within the boundaries.
Oh, I'm down. Oh, that's all right.
How was it?
Yeah, I couldn't. My nose was a bit up, so I couldn't actually see the runway. But I landed on the grass. These things can land on the grass, can't they?
Oh yeah.
You have grass strips, yeah. So yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm just crossing the intersection now. So
Did you have full flaps?
Oh no, I didn't.
That's why your nose was up.
Yeah, I only had one flaps one.
No, it should have been flaps full, nice and slow.
Ah.
That's why you got the stall warning. You didn't have full flaps.
Yep.
Your aircraft was not properly configured, Captain. Anyway, I touched down at 209 feet per minute at 52 knots.
I'm going to park on the grass here, I think.
Yeah, I just pulled off to the side and shut it down.
There we go. Now, turning off the engines. How do we do that? Turn the key, I guess.
Pull the mixture to idle cutoff. The engine will stop, and then you shut the magnetos to off, battery off, avionics off, all the lights off. You turn it off by cutting the fuel to the engine.
I've just cut off everything.
Yeah. But if you do it in that order, that drains the fuel lines, which is what you want.
Ah. So let me see whether my landing was better. View your flight. There we go. And oh, wow, that's quite a long journey. 160 feet per minute.
There you go. Missed the runway, but that's not bad.
Yeah. At 49 knots.
Wow. I just took a look at the route on the map, and boy, does it wiggle.
See what I mean over London? If you look at it over London, it's well wiggly.
Yeah. I mean the route I just flew. 170 miles. Cool. Well,
Marvelous. That's
going to wrap it up for this one. Hopefully we'll figure out this group flying thing at some point. I think next time we'll try it like we did it for everyone else. We'll just have to deal with anybody else that's in the area, but because it doesn't seem that the group thing wants to keep connected as a private group. It's all a learning experience as we figure this out. But thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next time we do a GA sightseeing flight. Bye for now.
Bye.